Hi, this is Shay Jackson with Hype Math. In our 4th grade math test prep lesson, we will be reviewing the STAAR Math 2013 test, questions number 6 to number 15. Let's get started. Number 6 says, a number sentence is shown below. We have a square times 25 is equal to a circle. Which table shows numbers that correctly complete the number sentence? F, for the square we have 3, 5, 7, 9. The circle is 75, 125, 175, and 200. G, the square is 3, 5, 7, 9. The circle is 25, 50, 75, 100. For H, our square is, you've guessed it, 3, 5, 7, 9. Our circle is 75, 100, 125, and 150. Our square for J is 3, 5, 7, 9. And the circle is 75, 125, 175, 225. What are we looking for? We are looking for the table which shows numbers that correctly complete the number sentence. What information can help us find the answer? Okay, so we know that for all of the answer choices, the square numbers are 3, 5, 7, 9. And what we are going to do is replace the square with a number, or substitute in that value. So it's 3 times 25 is equal to, 5 times 25 is equal to, 7 times 25 is equal to, and also 9 times 25 is equal to. And an easy way to think about it, because a quarter is 25 cents, we can think of, well, if I have 3 quarters, how much money would I have? If I have 5 quarters, how much money would I have? 7 quarters, how much money is that? And also, if I have 9 quarters, how much money would I have? That's an easy way of figuring out this problem. Based on that information, are there any answer choices that we can cross out? So if you already know the answer, go ahead and circle it, but if not, let's take a look, because when we mark out wrong answers, that helps us improve our chances of getting the question correct. So again, looking at F, G, H, and J, are there any answer choices we can cross out? If you said G and H, you are correct. Let's take a look. So for G, our circle is 25, 50, 75, and 100. Well, again, we said that, let's think of it as if we have quarters. 3 quarters is equal to 75 cents and not 25 cents. So we know that J is wrong. We can cross it out. For H, 3 times 25 is equal to 75. Yes, that is correct. And 5 times 25 is equal to $1.25. So 100, 5 times 25 is equal to 100 is incorrect. Now, the only answer choices we have left are F and J. Based on these 2 choices, which is my correct answer? If you said J, you are correct, because 3 times 25 is equal to 75, 5 times 25 is equal to 125, 7 times 25 is equal to 175, and 9 times 25 is equal to 225. Again, our correct answer is J. Let's move to question number 7. Each picture below represents a different amount of money. In which amount of money is the digit 9 in the hundreds place? So take a look at the money that is in A, B, C, and D. What are we looking for? We are looking for the amount of money where the digit 9 is in the hundreds place. What information can help us find the answer? Okay, so for the digit 9 to be in the hundreds place, that means, and we have a little illustration to help us, that it would be the last digit. So for instance, if we had $1.25, that means that the 1 would be in the ones place, the 2 would be in the tenths place, and the 5 would be in the hundreds place because that's cents. Okay. Now let's take a look at our answer choices again to calculate how much money is in each answer so that we can figure out either A, what answer choices are wrong that we can cross out, or B, which answers we can immediately see, which answer we can immediately see is correct. Let's look at A and B first. Now let's take a look at answer choices C and D. Based on the money that is in all of those answers, are there any answer choices you see that are wrong that can be crossed out? If you said yes, A, C, and D, you are correct. So our correct answer is B. In B, the amount of money is $4.39. Okay, so that 9 is in the tenths place for answer choice B. Let's move to question number 8. Which pair of figures shows only a translation? Which pair of figures shows only a translation? What are we looking for? We are looking for the pair of figures that show only a translation. What information can help us find the answer? Well, we need to know what translation means. It's a figure that moves without rotating, resizing, flipping, or anything else. Again, translation means a figure that moves without rotating, resizing, flipping, or anything else. Based on this information, are there any answer choices that we can cross out? Now again, if you already know the answer, go ahead and circle it and you're done. But if not, look at the definition, look at the answer choices, and if you think to yourself, well, no, this is incorrect, I can cross that out, go ahead and do it, because in crossing out wrong answers, that helps you to again improve your chances of getting the question correct. If you said that we can cross out F, G, and H, you are correct. For answer choice F, the second figure looks like it has been resized. For G and H, they both look like they've either been flipped or rotated, so those are incorrect as well. Our correct answer is J. For the figures in J, it only looks like the first figure just moved, and that was it. Let's take a look at question number 9. Terrell spent $306 on a television and 3 video games. He spent $243 on the television. Each video game was the same price. How much did Terrell spend on each video game? A, $21, because 306 minus 243 is equal to 63, and 63 divided by 3 is equal to 21. B, 1,647, because 306 plus 243 is equal to 449, and 449 times 3 is equal to 1,647. C, 183, because 306 plus 243 is equal to 449, and 549 divided by 3 is equal to 183. D, 189, because 306 minus 243 is equal to 63, and 63 times 3 is equal to 189. That was a mouthful. What are we looking for? We are looking for how much Terrell spent on each video game. What information can help us find the answer? First, the fact that Terrell spent $306 on a television and 3 video games. So that means that's the total amount of money he spent for the TV and the video games. He spent $243 on the television. And lastly, that each video game was the same price. Based on this information, are there any answer choices we can cross out? Okay, so looking at answer choices A, B, C, and D, can you find either the wrong answers to cross out because you're not sure, or immediately you see the correct answer? Let's look at our information again. Number one, we know that the total amount that Terrell spent on the TV and the 3 video games is $306. He spent $243 on the television, and each video game was the same price. If you said that we can cross out answer choices B, C, and D, you are correct. So let's take a look. For answer choice B, well, immediately we know that that's incorrect because the 1,647 is more than the total amount that Terrell spent on the TV and the 3 video games. Okay, so let's look. They added 306 plus 243, and that equals 549. Again, that's incorrect because we know what the total amount is. That's $306, and that Terrell spent $243 on the TV. We need to subtract. So B and C are incorrect. Okay? And for D, we started off in step 1 right. The 306 minus 243 is equal to 63, but they multiplied the 63 times 3, and that is equal to 189. That's incorrect as well, because if we are trying to find out how much each video game costs, we need to divide. So our correct answer is A. We first found the difference between 306 and 243, which is $63, and then we divided 3 into the 63, and the video games are $21 each. Let's move on to question number 10. Use the ruler provided to measure the side lengths of the figures below to the nearest centimeter. All right, we have a hexagon, which has 6 sides, and also a triangle. What is the difference between the perimeters of these figures? F, 2 centimeters, G, 9 centimeters, H, 29 centimeters, J, 5 centimeters. What are we looking for? We are looking for the difference between the perimeters of the hexagon and also the triangle. What information can help us find the answer? We first must measure the side lengths of the figures. in order to the nearest centimeter. And then also we must find the difference, which means we need to subtract. Okay? So how do we solve this problem? Well, first we must measure the side lengths of the hexagon and also the triangle. Using the ruler that was provided, the hexagon is equal to, the perimeter of the hexagon is equal to 12, my apologies, 12 centimeters, because each side is 2 centimeters. A hexagon has 6 sides, so 2 times 6 is equal to 12. And the triangle, there was one side that was 6 centimeters, one that was 7 centimeters, and one that was 4 centimeters. Adding those together, that is equal to 17 centimeters. So we subtract the triangle minus the hexagon, and our correct answer is, can you guess? J. Our correct answer is J, because 17 minus 12 is equal to 5 centimeters. Let's move to question number 11. The graph below shows the number of sunny days and rainy days in a city during 4 months. Based on the graph, how many more sunny days than rainy days did this city have during the months of April, May, and June? So looking at our graph, we see on the vertical we have the number of days from 0 to 26, and they are counting, the hashtag marks are counting by 2. And for the horizontal, we have the months March, April, May, and June. What are we looking for? We are looking for how many more sunny days than rainy days the city had during the months of April, May, and June. What information can help us find the answer? We have to first find the number of sunny days for April, May, and June. And in doing that, we see that April had 11 sunny days, May 22 sunny days, and June 23 sunny days. For the rainy days, April 19 days, May 9 days, and June 7 days. How do we need to solve the problem? We need to subtract the sunny days and the rainy days. 56 days minus 35 days is equal to what? And this will be our correct answer. Let me see if you can guess which answer is correct. If you said A, 21 days, you are correct. 56 days minus 35 days is equal 21 days. Let's move to question number 12. A group of lines is shown below. Which two lines appear to be perpendicular? F lines M and P, G lines P and Q, H lines M and N, J lines N and Q. Okay, so let's look at line M, line N, line P, and line Q. What are we looking for? We are looking for the two lines that appear to be perpendicular. What information can help us find the answer? Okay, because we're looking for the two lines that appear perpendicular, we need to know what that means. Perpendicular means two lines that intersect or cross each other and form a right triangle. Okay, again, a perpendicular means two lines that intersect each other and form a right angle. Based on that information, can you find the wrong answers that can be crossed out? Looking at F, lines M and P, G, lines P and Q, H, lines M and N, J, lines N and Q, which are our correct answers that we can cross out. If you said we can cross out lines F, G, and J, you are correct. Okay, so looking at lines M and P, they do intersect or cross, like we said, perpendicular lines do. However, they do not make or form a right angle. Lines P and Q, well, they never even intersect. They're actually parallel lines. And for J, lines N and Q, they cross as well. However, they do not form a right angle. So our correct answer is H, lines M and N. In looking at lines M and N, number one, they do intersect or cross, and they do form a right angle. Let's move to question number 13. The list below shows the number of picture frames Shelley sold on each day of an art sale. She sold 16 picture frames on Thursday, she sold 22 picture frames on Friday, and she sold 25 picture frames on Saturday. The cost of each picture frame was $14. What was the total cost of these picture frames in dollars? Record your answer and fill in the bubbles on your answer document. Be sure to use the correct place value. Well, we don't have the answer document, but we can move on to solve the problem. What are we looking for? We are looking for the total cost of these picture frames in dollars. What information do we need to help us find the answer? Well, we need to know how many picture frames that Shelley sold on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and also what the cost was for each picture frame. For Thursday, she sold 16 picture frames. Friday, she sold 22. Saturday, she sold 25. And the cost of each picture frame is $14. How do we solve the problem? First, we must find the sum of all of the picture frames that were sold Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And then for step 2, we need to multiply that number by the cost of each frame. So for our step 1, we are going to add all of our picture frames together. 16 plus 22 plus 25 is equal to 63 picture frames. And then, now that we have that answer, we are going to multiply it by 14. 63 times 14 is equal to $882. So our correct answer is $882. This is how much the total cost of the picture frames were in dollars. Let's move to question number 14. Laura separated her puzzles into 2 groups. Each group had 5 puzzles. Which number sentence cannot be used to find the number of puzzles in these 2 groups? We have F, we have a square divided by 2 is equal to 5. G, a square plus 2 is equal to 5. H, 5 times 2 is equal to the square. And J, 2 times 5 is equal to the square as well. What are we looking for? We are looking for the number sentence that cannot be used to find the number of puzzles in the 2 groups. What information can help us find the answer? Number 1, that Laura separated her puzzles into 2 groups, and also that each group had 5 puzzles. Based on this information, are there any answer choices that we can cross out? So in crossing them out, that means that these are the number sentences that we can use in order to find out the number of puzzles in each group, in the two groups, okay? Or if you know the correct answer, go ahead and circle it. If you said that we can cross out answers F, H, and J, you are correct, because for separating the two puzzles into two groups, and each group has 5 puzzles, we know that we can either divide by 2 and equal it to 5. We can either multiply, which is H, 5 times 2, and J says 2 times 5. All 3 of those are the correct number sentences. So the one that cannot be used is, sorry about that, is G. The square plus 2 is equal to 5. Let's move to question number 15. The top part of a figure is shown. The bottom part of the figure is missing. Line R is a line of symmetry. Which of the following shows the bottom part of the figure? And we can look at the top part of the figure and also look at A, B, C, and D. What are we looking for? We are looking for the answer that shows the bottom part of the figure. What information can help us find the answer? The fact that line R is a line of symmetry is what can help us solve this problem. A line of symmetry is a line that divides a figure into 2 mirror image halves. One half of the image can be flipped over the line and the figure appears to be unchanged. Okay, so in looking at our picture and also our answer choices, are there any answer choices we can cross out that looks like, no, if we flip this one over, this will not, over the line of symmetry, this figure would be incorrect? Or if you know the correct answer, go ahead and circle it. But if you are unsure, it's good to eliminate or cross out any wrong answers, because that increases your chances of getting the answer correct. Okay, so let's look at our figure again. Take a close look and also look at our answer choices. Are there any answer choices we can cross out, or do you know what the correct answer is? If you already know the correct answer, you have to wait until the end, or really the next slide, to see if you're correct. If you said we can cross out answer choices B, C, and D, you are correct. So immediately we can see that we can cross out B and D. For B, the figure is larger than what it needs to be, and we said that the line of symmetry divides a figure into 2 mirror images. Okay, so B looks larger than the figure shown, so that's incorrect. D is not facing the correct way, so that's wrong. Now, in looking at A and C, you may think, wow, how can C be wrong? But if you take a look closer, look at where the ends are. For both ends of the figure, the lines are close to the arrows. The lines are close to the arrows, and if you look at C, they're a little bit in, or a little bit smaller. So our correct answer choice is A. A is the correct image, the mirror image of the figure given. This has been Shay Jackson with Hype Math. For more 4th grade math test prep videos, go to www.hypemath.com. Talk to you soon.